Holy snot balls. Monkeys fighting robots. We have an epic panel breakdown today. Mark Millar and Jorge Jiménez give us Nemesis Reloaded, a soft reboot of Nemesis from back in the day. Millar wrote that with Steve McNevin, and that book was insane. If you remember any of that, it was just pure bonkers. And as you can tell from the cover, Nemesis is a bloody hero. And this time it's getting published by Image Comics. I think Icon did it last time through Marvel. Wow. Times have changed. Times have changed. Real quick, nice little V shape going on here. Heavy loaded title up here. You know exactly what you're going to getting. I love the paint splatter of blood. And then you can just look at all the chaos that is going on down here. It tells you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know is in this cover right here. Nemesis is just a badass, and he's a bad guy. I really like this introduction. This helped me out a lot. I was just like, oh, what are we doing? And like, this was a good, like, just catch up with Mark. I thought it was really done well, and a little cheeky, and he just puts it out there. So I respect this. I really do respect this right here. So you got Mark and Jimenez. Giovanna Niro is the colorist, and Clem Robin is the letterer. Okay, so basically this trio right here, they knock it out of the park. They are literally firing on all cylinders. Everything works so well. The color palette that they use really shines, and it really does well in helping you adjust to different locations and giving you different emotional reactions to each one. And then Robin's letter work, the special effects are just beautiful. It's how I like special effects. I don't like them to look stickered on. I like them to be blended in with the world that they're in because it's actually happening there. So this book is really good. It has an awesome ending. And by awesome, I mean a horrific ending. I forgot that Mark is not anti-American, but he's not American, so he doesn't have to play by our rules. So the writing is definitely not an American's writing, and the stuff that happens in America is stuff that only he could kind of write. And the shock value that he brings to it is because he's not from around here, and he can get away with it. He's across the pond, and if anybody yells, he's like, whatever. Right here, first thing, you're trying to get settled in this new universe, and you have this like nice color, green, yellow color palette. The sun's coming up. I really love this tree right here, this happy little tree, and just the way everything's balanced out. And then you got the shotgun and the jingle of the chains. Like, this world is really messed up. You got this little triangle at the light where you can see the man right here. You see him here as well. And then you see on her face that something is wrong. And then you panel down, and then she's looking down, and then there is Nemesis. It's, man, this comes from like left field. If you're bringing anything from the previous Nemesis to this, or just storytelling yourself, you're like, okay, small town farm. Is this the origin story of Nemesis? What's going on here? And then you're like, okay, there he is. There's something off about this. This color palette, this light green, there's something definitely off to it that kind of jars you a little bit. And then you see Nemesis' smile, and you're like, oh shit, what's about to happen? And then you flip the page, and you're like, whoa, look at the color palette used on this page. The purples, the purple spectrum, and the pinks, and everything, and the light blues. This is the city life of Los Angeles. Let's flip back real quick. You start a page off and I don't know, this is what I would call like a Walking Dead type color palette if I was calling color palettes TV shows or comic books. So you have this Walking Dead world, and then you come over here and it's like glitz and glam. Like, look at this, all these purples just pop. It pops so well. And then this right here reminds me of early 90s Image. Super long, sexy, poses that everybody's in. Just very elegant. And you just want to see, look at all these details. Like Jimenez puts in everything. You know, her all outfit is all designed. And then he's got the gold and the haircut. And then the way the pants end, like this very Miami-ish right there. Now you got the henchman and the glitz and the glam. And then, you know, you got Mark's writing that he always is famous for. You know, he's basically talking about himself. He's talking about himself in this first page. It's really funny. And then you have like these nice panel layouts here, which start bringing the action together and start setting it up. So you have these 3 panels here to get a punchline of the joke, but you're also setting up speed. You see him driving, and you look to the outside, and then now you have like you're at full speed here, and look at all these angles, nice beautiful angles, and you're like, what is that? And it all points you down to this page turn right here, and I put my finger on the page. I just put my finger right there, and I'm like, boom! In the face! In the face! This is so good. Look at that. Look at that. I just gotta just look at this. You have this nice motion coming down through here. You take your thumb, you put it on the page, boom! Right to the face again. You got these nice speed lines. And you're so hooked up on this action going through here that you kind of almost forget about this. This is almost this right here is the last panel I look at, even though it's on the panel. It's part of the thing. So you got Nemesis flying in on his goblin glider, and he comes crashing through. I don't know how he physically gets into that position. And, you know, the expression on this guy's face is beautiful. And so he comes through crashing, and then somehow he's able to jump out the window and hit his goblin glider and get out. So physics-wise, I think this is completely impossible. You know, we're definitely, you know, this is not something that's going to happen in the real world. Or it could. I mean, well, the Russo brothers may be able to pull this off. But I just look at all this action lines. This is a big double page spread. You got cars moving, the way the lights are moving. He comes flying in. You got multiple angles flying in. And you get this. And your whole thing goes to here. And you're like, okay, how do I... This is the only thing where I get a little weird. You got to shift back over to here. And so I'm trying to figure out how you would have set it up to keep things moving. I guess if you like went this way and then set it up, it wasn't a double page spread, but I love it. Like you don't even notice this expression on the cab driver. Like you come straight to the boot, but then there's like some nice highlighting in there. You can see some eyes and the teeth. Like this is a page that you just kind of look at forever. And you got the guns, the big gun, little gun. Love this hand, the way it's stretched out. This boot is just in your face. And this is where I talk about the lettering just being spectacular. Like, look at this crash. It is blended in to the page. So I wonder who put the glass in. Was the glass put in afterwards? You know, did they draw this with the action scene and the driver, and then they put the crash in, and then they layered the glass on top of that? That could have been cool. And then this Krakoom, it's awesome, shows a lot of movement, but it also isn't over the top. And it's blended into the background. It's in front. It's in back. It's in back again. Like, this is just, you got the movement and everything. Like, oh my God, this page right here is beautiful. And this is a artist, a colorist, and a letterer just knocking it out of the park. And we're not even to this last page, because this right here, this is just pure fun with the superhero genre. This nice screech and the stop, and then everybody gets out. And I love this. Like, you look up, you got the long legs. This view from here is amazing from the ground. And then the Carlos. Like, I kind of believe that she's upset, and then I kind of believe she's like not upset. She's like, Carlos. And then you flip back to this color palette. The Walking Dead. And you have this nice tight shot of Carlos. And then you have Nemesis. And then you have the chaos of what he's causing. Like, look at this gallery. Look at this gallery of criminals and designs. So good. And then you get normal, like, comic book paneling where it's like, okay, here's what we're explaining what's happening. Here's the question. Reaction. I love this angle right here. You know, Carlos is still trying to hold it together. And he's about to get shanked. Like, this is storytelling right here. Just using this repetition of the panel design and then a different camera angles, close-ups, because this is coming from below. This is looking down. This is a tight shot. And then this is like a tight, on the faces. And then boom, action. And I love how this is in a panel and this is outside of the panel. This and this are the same thing going on here, but this is out here. And then we pull back because Nemesis is talking and we don't, you can see he's talking to people, but then he's talking at us. We're kind of those people. Like, I love that POV that they put on this. And then the shock and awe of everything that's going on. And then look, bam, all black. Oh, look at that silhouette right there. Oh, that gives me goosies right there. That is some solid goosies right there. And then Carlos defeats them all bloodied and beaten. And then Nemesis does what he does. The action. And then the reaction. It's so quick. It's so quick and so silent. This blam. And then the color red, like it's a pure shock value. Oh, and I originally didn't see the double blam in the background. Oh. And details of the tiling from the pool and the angle of the gun and the smoke drifting. And that drifting leads you up here. Nemesis cycle. He takes out an old lady. Look at the crosswalks in your view. And then the next thing is he's just wrecking some people here. And it's all movement. So we have movement. Right here, he's still buzzing. He's coming up. You see the truck, clank, all blended in. And then you see him jumping off the bridge. And you can just see it like just kind of collecting in. Let's see if there's any other hints. Yeah, like this right here is in the picture. It's not on top. The blams, hot fire, clank. The special effects are done so well here. Zoom. Your eyes want to go to this. Zoom, zoom. And then you get this nice here. And then you come up. Even though you want to read this, but you come up with the action and you come across. There's so much to look at in this page. This page right here has so much going on. And then this is where things kind of came together. You have the purple color palette and you have like the Walking Dead world and they're kind of merging and converging. So you literally like come up, you can kind of like skip this panel if you wanted to. And your pen comes up here and then boom, you can see this arc. Boom through here. This gives you a nice visual setup of the world. I have no clue where his motorcycle went. That'd be cool if you could like see it in the background. But it's so, look at this, like, just you feel the room, even though there's no O's in there. But it's almost like a painting here. And we're kind of like out of reality. Like this is so silent. And this is just floating in. And then crash, look at that. And then you're like, okay, back into the comic book world. Like, it gets very artsy here. I love this. It's grainy. All of that. It's almost like a completely different comic book. And he's floating in. This is nice. And then you're still green. You got the nice grain. And then bam, everything's sharp again. There's a lot of shit in this. A lot of shit. But again, this crash isn't too much in there. And you got this nice, look at these bell curves right here to kind of bring Nemesis together. And bam, he's down. Talk, talk. Okay, it's a double flap. We've seen this with Batman. It's the, you know, and douche. And honestly, this is where I have to stop with the book. Because it's gory. It's shocking. And I don't want YouTube to suspend me for showing you too much. And also, I don't want to ruin the book for you. I want you to like live out this book here. I want you to experience this book. And I liked it a lot. It's pure action. It's a build up. It's the first issue kind of build up story. But like I enjoyed it. I'm excited for the ride. There's something going on where I'm like jazzed. I'm super jazzed. And this book gets me jazzed. I don't know why I'm jazzed because I know it's going to be depressing and I know it's going to be bloody and brutal. But this artwork is just amazing. It is so good. And I'm so glad that you came on this journey with me for Nemesis Reloaded. And again, Jimenez, Niro, Robbins, they're working as one in this book. And they're taking Mark's words and just going bonkers with it. So let me know. Did you pick up Nemesis Reloaded? What did you think about it? Comment below. Like and subscribe. There is a post for a comic book giveaway that we're doing at the end of this month. So if you would like to be part of that, click on the link to the video and comment, and we will pick a winner from there, and you will receive Invincible Volume 1 and 2 from my personal collection. And I'm Matt Sardo. This is Monkeys Fighting Robots, and I will talk to you next week.